www.thieves'Jargon.com. If anybody likes fiction or poetry, Monday to Friday, new fiction, poetry every day. Well, except this week because he's on a vacation, the editor. And I don't really pick what's on it, but sometimes the editors, the poetry or the fiction, send me their stuff and I read it and I kind of get inspired, or I'm supposed to get inspired, and I write something and I send it to them. And that's what I got to read for you guys tonight. This one's called David Schwartz. Snoop Dogg walks his family twice a day. If you've ever seen an episode of Fatherhood, you'd be aware Snoop Dogg has 2 sons, a daughter, and a wife. They each have dogs. Snoop Dogg is walking 5 dogs. Ask Snoop Dogg how he feels, he'll answer, "Shits, man. These dogs big as shits." But Snoop Dogg is a good man. He's down with the family way of life. Fucks, yeah, he says. I'll fuck the bitch doggy style when I get home. Snoop Dogg bends his knees and gyrates. He sways his right hand, fake slapping. He simulates the motions he'll later make with Shantae. Snoop Dogg laughs and says, "You want to know why the world has maintained in rotation so long? Chits is deep, Jah Rastafari, toking on his Godfather blood. Straight up thick motherfucker," Snoop Dogg said. Shit suck. 3 of Snoop Dogg's dogs have shit in the grass. I'm sorry, man. I've never read this shit out loud for the people, so I'm gonna fuck up a couple times. Snoop Dogg is here. He lifts his plastic bag. "Recycle, bitch, dog." Snoop Dogg says, "I sustain the fucking world. My rabbi told me so. He called me Lamed Zadikim. Shitza," Snoop Dogg praises. He wears a yarmulke with a Batman logo. It doesn't fit well and hovers an inch above his head, upheld by thick cornrows. "That motherfucker was gleaming," he told me. "I was hidden. I told that bitch, motherfucker, I don't hide. Shitza," Snoop Dogg says, all his dogs jumping along with him. He's surrounded. "Ah," he says. A couple of his dogs are almost as tall as him when he stands on their hind legs. But then he freaked out. Snoop Dogg says he started wailing shits about being in danger. "Ah, oh shits," the rabbi realized he was a rabbi. Now he's depressed. "Shits, because he can't recognize me." Snoop Dogg pantomimes the sad faces the rabbi made. "Can't recognize me. Shits, man, I'm fucking Snoop Dogg, motherfucker." "I can't recognize you," I told him. "I reject you," Snoop Dogg says, pulling off his yarmulke. "And fuck Batman, I hate Heath Ledger." Snoop Dogg feeds his yarmulke to his dogs. The dogs tear it apart. Just in case, I remembered why that was the way it was because the guy who submitted the piece, he seems to be working out of the book, and I don't know, it just didn't fit with the stuff that we published, and obviously it got rejected, and they gave me the opportunity, so that's why that's the way it is. And I hope you enjoyed that. This one's called Thomas Young. Pedro Perdono is a love child. He walks the street every day. As a child, his mother was always busy. His mother was a beautiful woman and gave much pleasure. Pedro Perdono began doing errands for the tools of the street. The little hoods hung out on corners for temporary bits of times. Temporary, they got shot. It is sad, Pedro Perdono would agree. Pedro Perdono held much grief in his tiny little heart. Some don't wonder why his heart then turned so cold. How Pedro Perdono could do what he did to himself. Pedro Perdono walks the streets and spits the ground. He feels really bad and kicks the spit off the sidewalk. He uses the tips of his sneakers. He thinks, I feel really bad, I want to cry. With his blue eyes and smooth hazel skin, he observes the construction workers. Pedro Perdono sends them winks. The construction workers shout, "Estás bien guapo, papito, ven pa' acá, te como enterito." Pedro Perdono thinks how stupid the loser is. Pedro Perdono knows he'd have that guy any day. That guy could be Pedro Perdono's lunch. Pedro Perdono laughs inside. Pedro Perdono walks past the construction site. He's got somewhere to be. The time is coming in close. Now 27, Pedro Perdono is a made man. As long as he does his job, he's good. As the manhood of a gangster, Pedro Perdono lives in luxury. This one's called Kirk A.C. Marshall. And it goes, "A quiet tear ran down my cheek as I watched the entire monstrosity mushroom and die. Piano, music plays. It was the end of the world. I felt. I saw the video again and again. What was happening? My favorite rapper from the Miss Rap Supreme had just been booted from the house. My pick was that malnourished looking white chick. The one who, if she wasn't on that show, she would be out on the corner selling her ass for crack. Makes you wonder who the fuck would give money to fuck that scared ass. Shut up, man. Some people have no limits in their mind. They're giving to charity, fucking that crackhead up the ass. Paying for things will redeem them of their sins in the eyes of their higher power. This got me feeling like I should start selling my shit and go smoke some crack. For real, I asked Sandra. She's eliminated. She was the only one with any talent. I got up from the couch. I had to be at Domino's at 7. Shut your fucking corporate ass, Sandra tells me. She's real strong, like 6 feet, and weighs twice as much as I do. She doesn't suck. She eats it. You're a fucking bitch. I'm going to beat your ass, she says. You want to talk corporate, I tell the cunt. I got to be at work at 12. Then I'll be home because there's no business. I bitched and moaned. I got to be back at 1 and stay till 4. I thought of her sitting in her office, filling up template documents, crushing her share with her weight, expanding the size of her cubicle with her size. I hated being aware of myself. Piano music plays. I hated people who thought they knew what I was thinking. You have it easy, I said. She got up and slapped me. Don't tell me what I am. She was right. I was upset about American imperialism, piano music plays, and right-wing agenda. I was depressed because my favorite rapper from Miss Rap Supreme had just been eliminated. She had as much right as I had to complain about the man. We looked into each other's eyes and lifted up our right fist. We shouted, fight the power. Thank you. I was supposed to say this before. I had planned up a couple times what I was going to say to people today, but I forgot. And now one of the things I would say was thank you for the mystery books, for letting me read for them tonight. And that's fucking awesome. Back to the thing. Cicely Janice. This one goes, agua, agua, agua. The old lady screams. She's running sandals on the clay, losas of la perla. The tiles are vintage from Spanish colonial times. She wears a large flowered dress and thick pink rolls are curled into her hair. She warns the crowd, the police are coming. When it's the feds, she'll shout Canepa, but tonight it's just the state. Canepas are native fruits, and when they're good, they taste sweet, but when they're feds, they suck. Mano dura on crime, I was chilling with my boy Tito smoking a big fat blunt. Just bought 2 sacos de pasto, $12 y un peso para el fili. I think we were doing good, but the cops decided to seize their day. Their job is to pick up random people, like bullies in high school. They plant drugs on sad students. If they see, like your wife, they'll frame you. The cops charge into homes, breaking down doors. They create holes in any object that can sustain a hole. They smash all the lights and cut up mattresses. We leave to the cemetery. Tito slips the blunt into his sock. We walk off the plaza and into the streets. The smell down here is constant, like a bum with open sores. Once packed with dealers, the street is empty except for a goat and 3 mutts. At the entrance, a wave of blue and white cars is diminishing. A few are agents stay behind, arresting a few who were caught.